at that time I pivoted. I was at P2, but I was running a sales operations team. So I was director of sales operations. So I had the business analyst doing the stuff, doing the territory stuff for our sales team. I was kind of the chief of staff or the VP of sales. And so my team actually used Salesforce to manage our own CRM. So our salespeople were trying to sell to upstream customers. So we were using that. So I went to Dreamforce in that capacity, and it just blew me away because I was used to kind of the stodgy world of oil and gas here in Houston. No offense to anyone, but pretty uptight. I know you guys know, like the Petroleum Club, Club Set. You go to these NAPE happy hours. Everyone's wearing a coat and a tie, things like that. So then I go to Dreamforce, and it just blows me away. If anyone hasn't gone, even if you're not a customer, you should just go once. It's 100,000+ people. It's like 100,000 people of your best friends. It's San Francisco, Silicon Valley hipsters. So people playing hacky sacks, DJs in the lobby, beanbag chairs, nap pods, lots of skinny jeans. No one's wearing a suit and tie. Everyone's hipster, wearing their hipster shoes, outfits.
That's the joke at NAPE is like, find me in the blue blazer.
Exactly.
At the Hilton bar, it's all
exactly.
It's all the same.
Our joke is find me in the plaid sports coat with a cool Ben Sherman shirt, untucked, and like hipster sneakers. Like that's the Salesforce.
Yeah, wearing
uniform.
some Vans sneakers.
Exactly. I mean, the CEO Mark Benioff does the keynote, and he's wearing these pimped out Converse that have little clouds on them. So it was just a different mindset, and I was just blown away. There's parties every night, and
what was that like going from oil and gas to the Silicon Valley type tech scene?
I mean, it was exciting, but to be honest, it was also kind of intimidating. I feel a little bit out of my league with the hipster factor, where I'm used to like oil and gas. If you're not wearing pleated pants, you're like, wow, this is the new young guy. I mean, it was, to be honest, kind of intimidating, but it was also pretty exciting. I was like, wow, this is, I've seen TV shows about Silicon Valley, it's really neat. I mean, they have a big concert every year, and that year was Red Hot Chili Peppers. Mm-hmm. And I think they got these.
What other company gets Red Hot Chili Peppers to
and Snoop Dogg was the opening act.
Oh, that's great.
I mean,
it's a great combination.
Opening act.
Something for everyone.
Yeah. And they did it in this cool way. So there's lots of ports and stuff in San Francisco. So they basically manufactured a festival area by getting a bunch of shipping containers and kind of blocking it off. Mm-hmm. So it's really industrial, and you go in there and you got your badge. And as soon as you go in there, it's a festival, but once you're in. So all the food and drinks you want, and it's not just typical, it's the classic San Francisco foodie stuff, all the hipster take on a.
Do they do this every year?
Every year.
Is it invite only or?
Well, if you go to the conference, so you apply to the conference. Yeah. So, and you pay for the conference, but also we have partners there, which I'd love to talk about. So once you're at the conference, it's amazing sessions. It's over 100,000 people.
I'm only asking because I'm wondering.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, we get an invite.
This year it's going to be a little
different. I can open for Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. This year's going to be a little different because it's virtual. But if you're a speaker there, then you get a free access and you do a session. That was the other cool thing is the sessions were not Salesforce. And remember, I was a customer at the time. I wasn't a Salesforce employee. All the sessions were by customers. It's kind of cool. For customers, by customers. I mean, Salesforce was facilitating, but it wasn't Salesforce pushing a bunch of stuff. And it's almost, I shouldn't say this, but it's a bit cult-like. You're like, everyone's just, you go to conferences and people are bad-mouthing the company. Yeah. No one was bad-mouthing. They were all zealots, like, this is the best thing since
that's awesome.
Sliced cheese. And so I saw that and I was just blown away. And I came back home and said, well, first of all, I got to rethink my wardrobe because I'm a little outdated with all this, Silicon Valley hipster stuff. And then I just said, Salesforce for oil and gas. I wonder if they do anything, because at the time I was part of a sales team, but I want to kind of get more back into the, customer facing of like, let's do technology. And I simply went on the website and looked up and said, I wonder if Salesforce does anything with oil and gas. And sure enough, they had started a team. So we'd started kind of a division within the organization. And this dude named Matt Pittner, who used to work for Oracle, had started this team, and they had advertisement. And I just submitted my resume, and they called back a couple days later and said, come talk to us. And
yeah,